Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Opening contest, bout number 1 of the evening. 4 by 3 minute rounds in the light heavyweight division. When the action begins, our referee in charge of this contest is Mr. Derek Milham. Introducing first to my left, fighting out of the red corner, trained by Gary King from the Extreme Gym. Official weight 78.5 kilograms, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, wearing black, grey and white shorts. Formerly from New Zealand, now residing out of the Central Coast. He is a former New Zealand, Australian and South Pacific Muay Thai champion, making his boxing debut. Please welcome the smashing machine, Daniel Kerr. And his opponent to my right, fighting out of the blue corner, trained by Azatron Smith from Corporate Box. Official weight 77.7 kilograms, standing 6 feet even. Tonight wearing black and silver shorts. The current A1 World Kickboxing Champion, fighting out of Brisbane in Queensland. He has a professional boxing record, undefeated. 2 fights, 2 wins, 2 by way of knockout. Ranked number 25 in Australia. Please welcome Shaggy Shannon King. Fighters 2 centering, please, for final instructions.
Derek Milham, the referee, our first encounter tonight.
Instruction in the dressing room, protect yourself at all times, touch gloves, go back your corner and wait for the bell.
If you're looking at the surroundings and you can't see any backsides on seats, there is a very good reason. It is 6 p.m. local time.
Seconds down,
and the sun is shining on the beautiful Gold Coast, Barry.
And everyone's still down the beach, Andy. But as you're going to be coming shortly.
Our opening contest at light heavy. 4 3-minute rounds. I guess the best description is Shannon Shaggy King, the Mohawk.
Without doubt.
Normal head of hair is Daniel Kerr in the black and white.
We must point out to our viewers that both of these boys have got pretty extensive kickboxing, Muay Thai careers behind them.
Yeah, both very accomplished in that discipline. Difficult transition to make. Only the elite do it, and successfully.
True. There seems to be more kickboxers that do, try to make the transition these days, and a lot of them actually train with boxers before they do it, and I think that's a big advantage to them.
Certainly a welcome addition to the Australasian boxing ranks. Some of our kickboxers and Muay Thai exponents. The preacher Bruce McPhee in the corner tonight of Shannon Shaggy King, who showed some wonderful defensive upper body movement there, trying to evade and successfully doing so. Some Daniel Kerr right hands.
Daniel Kerr in a very, holding his hands up very high, very tucked up at this stage. Shaggy looking nice and relaxed at the moment.
Is that a little nervous, perhaps, Barry? A little
possibly,
tentative?
Yep.
Just going back to basics in the first round of his professional boxing career.
And also he's up against, a pretty well-accomplished opponent, I think, but he's certainly been cautious in the opening round.
King pushes out with that long left hand, just 1 centimetre in height and reach in favour of the Mohawk Shaggy King. Again, nice defensive work there. Really nice evasion.
Yeah.
So many different ways to, I guess, use the defence to your advantage, and we've seen how Shannon King is doing it here. Just that upper body movement, not even trying to catch him, not trying to block him, just get away from him.
And going to head and body very well. Lovely left rip there to Daniel Kerr.
Fought on the undercard of Contender Asia back in 2007, did the Kiwi Daniel Kerr. After 83 Muay Thai fights, has decided, I might give this boxing caper a little bit of a go and
that's a lot
give my legs a rest.
That's what I'm going to say. That's a lot of leg kicks. And, like for our viewers out there, the Muay Thai is very, very, hard on the legs and tough sport.
King with doubling up the left hand. Inside the final 20 seconds of this opening round.
Lovely left hand there from Shannon King, from Shaggy King. Beautiful jab. Controlling this round well.
He has done, hasn't he, Barry? Even from the back foot, Shannon King has showed a control to, I would suggest, give all 3 judges no alternative but to deliver a 10-9 scorecard in favour of Shannon Shaggy King. A bit of a smile on the face and a nod of the head there from Daniel Kerr. He'd be happy with what he's done his first 3 minutes as a pro boxer. Okay, taking a look here. Barry spoke to us during the round about the body shots from Shannon King, and a couple of great illustrations there, Baz, and it's a nicely arced little left hand into the ribs.
Very, very, you know, it's a great punch to land. He leads with the jab to the head or feints with it, and then rips underneath very nicely, very fast and precise.
Round 2, here we come. 2011, massive year in Aussie boxing. A real test for a lot involved. And I guess you look at guys like Daniel Gill and Lenny Zapavinia of note, who won IBF World Title Eliminators in the back half of 2010. Well, title belts are in the waiting. I think their opponents have also seen the videotape of exactly what they did and how they did it, and all of a sudden they're perhaps not as keen to face off, and rightfully so. Both guys on that Judgment Day card put on by the Grange were ultra impressive, Baz.
Weren't they ever, Andy? You know, undoubtedly both their opponents would be nervous. You know, Sebastian Silvestre, the world middleweight champion, the way Daniel Gill dismantled his Russian opponent was unbelievable. And also Lenny Zapavinia, incredibly impressive against his Korean opponent. Two, you know, potential world champions just as soon as they get their opportunity, which should be within the next 6 months, we hope.
Shannon King, just a little abrasion, left temple, but a nice straight right hand followed the left in, and a good body shot again from King.
Totally in control, Shannon King.
Kickboxer and boxing trainer is Shannon King. He trains out of Corporate Box here in Brizzy with Aaron Smith.
Daniel Kerr having a good crack there. It's body shots and coming up with the head shots, but gets countered straight away.
Over the top there. Noticeably, Daniel Kerr, those hands have just dropped. And I don't think that's entirely a bad thing, Barry, in this second round. I think it just shows he's loosened up a little bit.
Yeah, he needs to loosen up a bit, but he's getting picked off still, and those body shots will have to take their toll. Pretty tough debut for Daniel Kerr.
Who's moved temporarily anyway into a southpaw stance, just left-handed a little bit there, but then took one to the body and thought, this caper's no good, I'm going back to a right hand.
I'll give that a miss,
Dominating with that jab. Showing some confidence there with a right hand lead.
Daniel Kerr a little bit desperate there. Under pressure here in the corner.
Little flustered, I thought, Daniel Kerr there. Just really trying to throw the punch that wasn't on.
Give him credit. He's you know, weathered quite a lot of big shots there from Shannon King. You know, good body shots and some heavy head shots, and he's standing up to him well. But how many of these can he take? He's in a bit of strife now. Countered with a good left hook off the ropes there.
Not sure if Daniel Kerr's come straight from the beach, but he's wearing his Billabong boardies at the moment.
Yes, and runners.
Into the southpaw stance.
Wasn't effective again for him.
Stop! They touch him up after round 2, and Dan Kerr on screen at the moment, struggling, really trying to get the deep breaths in.
Yep.
He's only got about 55 seconds remaining before it's back on again.
He was pretty happy to hear that bell.
Deep breath. Come on. Good. All right, deep breath. That's good. A little bit more busy on the left, okay? A little more busy on the left. All right. Just take the left, right, and the left. All right. Take right. Take right. Then right up the left. Okay.
Oh, should keep right hand action.
Yeah.
Keeping that stance there.
Yeah. And watch it. He's open when you're not.
Great to see in between the round. Daniel Kerr really thinking, conversing with his trainer there, Gary King, and trying to come up with an alternate game plan.
Well, he countered well with the left hook there. I've noticed he's done that a couple of times when Shannon King, you know, throws the right hand, he comes back and straight away.
Here we go, round number 3. Shaggy King up against Daniel Kerr. Originally scheduled for super middleweight, officially programmed at light heavyweight. Just a little on the heavier side was Kerr. Back to screen at the moment. It's King with the tattooed back and the mohawk. Just 12 minutes the journey, if in fact we don't stop it early. And the statistics certainly point towards that. Shannon King, 2 fights, 2 wins, both inside the distance. A win over David Bainbridge in the second round, and a win over Jason Schubert at the Mansfield Tavern in October of last year. That was a round 1 KO on Fox Sports. In fact, we are back on Fox Sports. Friday night fights. Yes, we are returning to Fridays. Next Friday, February 4, back here on the Gold Coast. Josh Clenshaw versus Les Piper. Lucas Big Daddy Brown and former NBL star John Seghetti on the undercard as well. We hope you can join us on Fox Sports next Friday night.
Oh, we've lost the mouth guard there. Just a brief break, but Shannon King well in control here. Daniel Kerr under a lot of pressure. Snappy left and right there, and eating a lot of leather here in the round 3.
I know our stats suggest 1 centimetre in height and 1 centimetre in reach, and knowing Tony Nobbs, who compiles our stats, it would be to the millimetre. That said, by the eye, it looks like Shannon King's got a sizable height and reach advantage, doesn't it?
He looks a bigger specimen for sure, but I think that's because he's so dominant.
Yep.
Walking up, and he's got his opponent. He's got Daniel Kerr in a lot of trouble. His legs are gone.
And he's got 1:20 to finish it in this round. Goes to the body there, King, and look at the patience from Shannon King.
Yes.
That is first class.
Daniel King was hit with a big right hand. Look at this. This is, unbelievable shots there. He's in a lot of trouble here.
And Shannon King stalking. Trying to go round to his left, avoiding that left rip of Shannon King was Kerr.
Got a minute to go. He's in a lot of trouble. Daniel Kerr, will he see this round out?
Gee, for a young bloke in just his 3rd pro boxing fight, Shannon King stood back, surveyed, and then jumped. He didn't let emotion get the better of him.
Very cool. I mean, there's 85 Muay Thai fights behind him, though, Andy. He's been in the ring a lot of times. He's seen a lot of tough situations, and he's very cool up there. Sorry, it was his opponent that had the 85 kicks fights, wasn't it?
Yep, it certainly was. Shannon King, just the 21 fights, 19 victories.
That's a lot.
And 1 loss only as a kickboxer.
Still quite a bit of experience,
yeah.
But he is very cool. Daniel Kerr coming up to 13 seconds, going to get through the round. He was in a lot of trouble midway through this round, and still is.
Kerr striking out with a left hand there, and he is going to survive the round. He's done very well. He's a tough kid, isn't he?
He's very tough.
Daniel Kerr.
And once again, he's caught the bell with that left hook, which has been successful for him. About the only punch that really has.
It's when he's turning real badly here. Stepping, jamming that right, and there's a hand good enough to do that.
Elbows are popping out on the side. Big hole.
I reckon jam. Bang, Shags.
Got a scratch here.
Okay, let's take a look, Baz, at some of the highlights from round number 3. We're headed into the final 3-minute period. And up until this point in time, it has been all the Mohawked one, Shannon King.
How about that for some left hand?
Yep.
And there's the right hand that had him in a lot of trouble. And another one.
It's a good straight right hand from Shannon King. In fact, he's got a reasonable arsenal of punches.
Very good arsenal of punches. Got every punch in the book, really, Andy. Uppercuts, and his corner man there was telling him to go to the body and then uppercut from it.
Opposite side. All right. When he goes low, when he goes right, you go down.
Can that man Daniel Kerr last 3 more minutes with the Shaggy?
I think, considering what he's taken so far, he'd be unlucky not to get through this round.
Hey, I think he deserves it.
I think so, without doubt. He hadn't shirked it one bit.
Keeping in mind, Shannon King has now doubled the volume of professional boxing rounds in one fight than what he's had in his entire career. So he too very much on a steep learning curve.
He sure is, but he's showing a lot of ability here tonight.
King dominating that centre ring position. Coming up next, lightweights, Jason Magura, Balil Dib. No, not Billy Dib, Balil Dib. Coming your way.
Any relation, Andy?
Billy will be in the corner.
How cool.
Daniel Kerr just stepping out of harm's way there.
Using that uppercut there. Shannon King, as he was told between rounds by his corner, to hit the body and then come up with the uppercut.
Know plenty of viewers watching us across in New Zealand. A big shout out to you all. I hope you're enjoying the action so far on Sky NZ. Maybe having a quiet 1 or 2 coldies warming up for Sonny Bill Williams a little bit later on in the night.
3 right hands there from Shannon King. Very impressive stuff. Yeah, big hello to Shane Cameron and Kenny Rainsfield over there, the Mountain Warrior. Oh, look at that body shot.
And on behalf of all Australian rugby Super 15 sides, we promise we'll take good care of Sonny Bill tonight. We won't let Robbie Deans anywhere near him.
Look at those body shots. Oh. Daniel Kerr, tough boy, but he's going to be glad to hear this bell. Just coming up to a minute left in round 4. Daniel Kerr has eaten a lot of leather, taken a lot of body shots and a couple of big head shots, or a lot of big head shots as well, and hasn't shirked it one bit. He's going to be glad to hear the final bell.
Shannon King just 3 fights into the boxing career, but a good work ethic because of his Muay Thai background. He certainly hasn't taken his foot off the accelerator at any stage. He's kept a constant pace, and that's hurt.
Stopped it.
That has hurt, and Daniel Kerr has been beaten. Victorious, Shannon Shaggy King. 3 fights, 3 wins, all inside the distance. Another pretty good performance.
Very good
from the current A1 Muay Thai world champion.
Daniel Kerr, credit to him. He, the body shots brought him undone when Derek Millen stopped that, and he copped it sweet. He could have blued about it because I think he would have got through the round. Very tough boy, but you know, got to give him credit for taking what he did. But that boy, Shannon King, very impressive. Look at this.
I think there's a lot of good second and third tier super middleweights around Australia at the moment that Shannon King may well be eyeing off over the next 12 months. Look forward to following him as we go to Perry Cale for the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Derek Millen puts a stop to this contest. 2 minutes and 21 seconds into the final round. Your winner by TKO and still undefeated.